Erika, Chong, Shuch, and I am here to talk about a performance project called For You. So one of the primary things about this project is that the audience has to apply to be in the audience. So what I'm doing right now, the real me, is out there with the real you, passing out part one of the very rigorous and competitive application process in hopes that you will decide to apply. What I am giving you right now is a postcard, and on the back of the postcard there is a question. What happened? What happened? Yes, it's intentionally vague, but I'm hoping that perhaps you will take a moment to respond to the question and mail me back the postcard. The other parts of the application, the highly competitive and rigorous application, are a self-portrait, a map of home, and a photo of your favorite object.
Okay, so here is the deal. Okay, don't count that off my time. Now I started, okay. Anyways, here is the deal. For You is a series of performance works for audiences of 12 people, and we want audiences to apply to be in the audience. Why? The basic model of this exchange between audience and performer has become questionable for me. Normally, this is how it goes. I spend a lot of time with my collaborators developing work that reflects our deepest concerns, our deepest passions, our deepest selves, and then we sell that product to our audiences for $25 or $30, and we hope as many people can come to see it as possible. Success in some ways is defined by size of audiences, size of venues, and impact is often also measured by those numbers. I became curious about designing a process that shifts some of the fundamental ways we gauge success and creates new ways for audiences to interact with performance making. Will curating our own audiences shift the kinds of relationships that are established through the process of making work? Can impact be measured by the depth and quality of the conversation we have with our audiences before, during, and after culminating performance events? I have created a few works that ask audiences to engage in active ways. Here are some moments from a piece called Sitting in a Circle, which was a faux group therapy session. Can you take the volume out, please? For small audiences of about 40 people. The group therapy session aimed to help people process and express grief through a series of workshops, like a workshop in how to cry and a mask-making workshop in how to express your sad face. There was some karaoke to Melissa Manchester's Don't Cry Out Loud, and reenactments of dramatic scenes from movies like Terms of Endearment and dance works like Café Mueller. The piece concluded that it's probably best to bury your feelings way down, perhaps with marshmallows, and hide your true self from the world. Here are some moments from a piece called Love Everywhere, which was performed in San Francisco City Hall just before same-sex marriage was legalized. The work was a big faux wedding staged throughout City Hall, featuring 50 performers, an orchestra, and an audience that overtook the building. Love Everywhere began one Valentine's Day morning with an action organized by Marriage Equality USA, in which same-sex couples showed up, applied for, and then were denied marriage licenses. I am creating For You with 3 collaborators. Rowena Ritchie is a performance maker and dancer. Gigo Di Tommaso is an architect focusing on public space design. Ryan Takata is a performance maker and scholar. He's really, really smart. He went to Stanford, by the way. Anyways, some of you might know him. He's single. Anyways. That's right. Here is what we're imagining. For each round of For You, my collaborators and I will select 12 people based on the application materials. Don't fuck up, just kidding. We are not looking for the best materials. We hope to gather 12 people who are very different from each other. And perhaps these 12 very different people responded to the application materials in parallel ways. Perhaps they all responded to the postcard question, what happened, with a story about how they've recently been abducted by aliens. Or that they've recently lost a loved one, So we gather our 12 and we spend some real time with them individually. We visit them in their homes, we take them to their favorite places, we listen, we learn, we gather. And then we create a performance event based on our findings. Every detail of the performance event is inspired by what we've learned about our 12 and driven by the idea of trying to make a gift for our 12 audience members. And then they are the only ones that get to experience it. It might be a performance in a theater, but more likely it will be some sort of structured, performative adventure out in the world, a scavenger hunt, a road trip, a midnight hike to the top of a mountain where an orchestra is playing songs from our audience's childhood. What's in it for the audience? Why would you want to apply? Of course, we hope to blow your mind. Duh, it's creative capital. I mean, with awesome, savvy, good listening skills, nimble responsiveness, we want to make adventurous and really good art. And we hope it's transformational. It's radically intimate. Oftentimes, we think of performance as an opportunity to see, to witness. What happens if we think about performance as an opportunity for audiences to be seen? How do we build processes that do not assume audiences enter into our worlds, but rather we, the creators, enter into theirs? We would love to host a variety of workshops in a variety of communities where we use the prompts within the application materials to launch larger conversations about identity, home, dreams, fears, desires, living, through discussions about how one approaches a self-portrait, or how one might consider creating a map of home, through shared stories about favorite objects, and responses to the simple prompt, what happened? We see these simple questions as a kind of gateway, like good first date material. We're moving away from the idea of trying to affect the masses to the idea of more consciously and deeply affecting the lives of very few. We're looking at how art making brings unlikely groups of people together and creates meaningful connections through sharing a work of art. And aesthetically, we're excited about the unexpected forms the work might take. So here is what I would like to ask of all of you. We would love connections to theaters, performance festivals like, I don't know, Fusebox or Pica, if anybody knows of those guys. Anywhere, or maybe for example, or museums, galleries, but also retirement communities, golf clubs, hospitals, spiritual centers, farms, scientific communities, juvie, anyone who would be interested in inviting a round of For You into their programs. 3 initial rounds of For You are being supported by Yerba Buena Center for the Arts in San Francisco in 2017. Through these inaugural, bless you, sessions, we will establish an ongoing practice and process that we hope, with your help, to be able to tour to multiple and diverse communities in the next 5 years. Thank you so much, and thank you to Creative Capital and all of the amazing artists that are here. Thank you.